You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Again, this is a federal criminal investigation. They're asking for all financial documents of Nick Mosby, of Marilyn Mosby. To be honest, Marilyn Mosby has been under constant attack. It's interesting that, of course, I sat down last week with Kim Gardner, of course, the prosecutor in St. Louis, who's been under constant attack by folks there. So is Marilyn Mosby. When she prosecuted the cops for Freddie Gray's death, you had people who tried to get her law license taken. You've had police targeting her as well. You've had the governor telling the Democrat Attorney General to take over cases because he felt she was not prosecuting them fast enough. Now you have this investigation here. Clearly, the Mosbys have pissed some folks off.
They have. But you know why they've pissed some folks off? They've pissed some folks off because they've got power. They are a power couple. And when you get on somebody's radar and you have power, they want you to not have that power. And they do anything that they can in order to just get you to relinquish that power. To think that they would impanel a grand jury to determine whether or not hundreds of dollars or up to thousands of dollars, because there were some questions in terms of getting early monies from his pension fund that anybody else who would have borrowed from this type of fund would not have gone under the same scrutiny. It's not something that's out of the ordinary when people come into some type of an issue or a hump that they didn't expect. This is nothing more than fishing for a reason to get these people in trouble and make their whole lives crumble beneath their feet. Nothing more. And what they are actually trying to bring up against this couple is something that we've seen for hundreds of years. We can go back all the way to Marcus Garvey to any other civil rights leader that we have come in contact with. This is the same old, same old. Same old, same old.
Rob, you have the former mayor of Baltimore, Catherine Pugh, sitting in federal prison right now for accepting hundreds of thousands of dollars for books that were supposed to be published, were never received, doing business with, of course, an agency with the state that she actually sat on the review board as well. Baltimore has had issues in the past. Same thing, another mayor who was forced out of office, Mayor Dixon, for using debit cards or using actually gift cards meant for other usages for personal reasons. But what's sort of weird here, again, you're requesting the financial documents in a criminal investigation, but it doesn't appear as if they're alleging that it was based upon corruption or money was stolen from the state, misuse of funds. How do you see this?
I happen to know Marilyn, and I don't know Nick, but I know Marilyn pretty well. I would just say that you described it well. She has been fighting, and he has been fighting for a long time. That makes you a target. And I know this about feds because I've defended people just like Scott has before. And I know when they get a narrative in their mind, and this is what likely has happened. Somebody did something, not necessarily them, but at some connection, and then somehow they were connected to them, and they got in their mind and like, okay, these people must be doing something, even if they didn't have any proof. Somebody called them. They often just look at, people don't know this, but they often look at the news and they say, oh, let's investigate that. And here's the thing: when the FBI investigates you, it can bankrupt you, even if you didn't do anything. It's happened to people that I know. Like, they weren't guilty of anything. They were just involved in a campaign where somebody did something, but because they work for this person, they get involved in this and they have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars when they don't make millions of dollars. Like, hundreds of thousands of dollars is a lot of money, and the FBI has endless resources, so they can really just take this out and just take this thing all the way out and make the Mosby spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, even if they find nothing there. And even if there's nothing there, they will look to find something there because they have a narrative. I believe they have a narrative in their mind that they did something, and they're going to find something. And this is clearly what they're doing. I think it's a waste of resources and money when you think about all the things that are going on in this country. That we have our FBI going after church donations. I mean, just think about that for a minute.
But what do you make of this, Michael?
You know, this is the first time I've heard looking at church donations. Usually they'll look at lavish spending beyond your means, different things like this. But this is the first time I've heard going after church donations. And, you know, under the Trump administration, because I heard Attorney Bolden say this investigation started under the Trump administration. I remember Attorney General William Barr being at odds with progressive prosecutors. And if I remember correctly, Marilyn Mosby was one of those progressive prosecutors. Is that correct, Roland?
And in fact, she also made it clear that if the federal agents who were sicked on Portland made it clear if they brought that to Baltimore, she was going to use her power to prosecute those federal officers. That also ticked the Trump people off.
Right. Sure. And then also, I think I remember it was Marilyn Mosby who wiped out a lot of convictions on marijuana convictions, things like this. So there have been a number of different progressive things that she and other African-American prosecutors have done that were, and not just African-American prosecutors, but specifically African-American prosecutors have done that were at odds with the Trump Department of Justice. So, you know, something like this could be payback. So hopefully this turns out well for them. This is just crazy. Go after church donations. This is just crazy. And hopefully it ends here with the Biden administration. This doesn't make sense.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.